Human Physiology, Locomotion and Movement, Summary Explained. Alright class, today we're wrapping up a key topic in human physiology, locomotion and movement. Now, I want you to pay close attention here, because we're touching upon some of the most fascinating biological machinery that keeps us moving every single day. Let's begin with a fundamental concept: movement versus locomotion. Movement is a basic characteristic of all living organisms. Whether it's the slow streaming of cytoplasm, which we call protoplasmic streaming, or the rapid flicking of a fish's fin, these are all movements. But when a movement results in a change of location, we call that locomotion. So, if you're wiggling your fingers, that's movement. But if you get up and walk to the door, that's locomotion. Why do animals move? Think about it. To find food, to escape predators, to find shelter or a mate. Movement isn't just about motion. It's about survival. Types of movement in human cells. Now, within the human body, cells exhibit three kinds of movement. Amoeboid, like white blood cells moving through tissues. Ciliary, such as the movement of cilia in our respiratory tract. Muscular, which is the focus of today's summary. Muscle types. We have three types of muscles. Skeletal muscles, these are the ones we consciously control. They're striated, meaning they have stripes under a microscope, and they're voluntary. Think of them as the muscles that help you pick up your backpack or kick a football. Visceral muscles, found in the walls of internal organs like the intestines. They're non-striated and involuntary, meaning they work without you having to think about it. Cardiac muscles, these are exclusive to the heart. Striated like skeletal muscles, but involuntary like visceral muscles. They're also branched, forming a strong interconnected network that keeps your heart beating rhythmically. Properties of muscles. Muscles possess four special properties. Excitability, they respond to stimuli. Contractility, they can shorten forcefully. Extensibility, they can be stretched. Elasticity, they return to original shape after stretching. Muscle fiber anatomy. A muscle fiber is the structural unit of a muscle. Inside each fiber, we have myofibrils, and within those, the smallest contractile units, sarcomeres. Sarcomere structure. Let me explain this like a blueprint. Each sarcomere has a central band made of thick myosin filaments, two half-eye bands made of thin actin filaments on either side. The boundary of each sarcomere is marked by Z lines. The most important point here is the interaction between actin and myosin is what causes muscle contraction. Mechanism of muscle contraction. Here's what happens step by step. A motor neuron sends an electrical signal to the muscle fiber. This triggers the release of calcium ions from the sarcoplasmic reticulum. Calcium ions expose the active sites on actin by interacting with troponin. The myosin heads, which contain ATPase and binding sites for actin, latch onto actin-forming cross-bridges. The myosin heads pivot, pulling actin filaments inward. This is contraction. Calcium is then pumped back into the sarcoplasmic reticulum. Actin's active sites get masked again, the cross-bridges detach, and the muscle relaxes. Muscle fatigue. With repeated stimulation, muscles run out of resources like ATP that leads to fatigue. Red and white muscle fibers. Muscles are also categorized based on myoglobin content. Red fibers, rich in myoglobin and mitochondria, suitable for endurance. White fibers, low in myoglobin, adapted for quick, powerful actions. Skeletal system overview. Now, movement is not possible without the bones. The axial skeleton includes the skull, vertebral column, ribs, and sternum. The appendicular skeleton includes limb bones and the girdles. Joints. 3 types of joints facilitate different levels of movement. Fibrous joints, immovable, like the sutures in your skull. Cartilaginous joints, slightly movable, like intervertebral discs. Synovial joints, freely movable and critical for locomotion. Think of your knees, elbows, and shoulders. Let's summarize this in simple terms. Locomotion involves muscles and bones working together. Muscles contract and pull on bones, which act as levers. The entire system is controlled by nerves and driven by cellular machinery involving proteins, calcium, and ATP. Always remember, without this incredible coordination between muscles, bones, and neurons, every step, every gesture, every heartbeat would simply not happen. Thank you until we meet in the next class. Keep revising, stay curious, and most importantly, keep learning. See you soon.